Well, joining me live from the U.S. city of Detroit is Musaad Ali. He's Executive Director of the Yemeni American Anti-Terrorism Center. Thank you very much for being with us. Is the uprising in Tunisia inspiring the protests in Yemen, do you think? Even though that the Yemeni protests have been going on for quite some time, might the events in Tunisia give the Yemenis the push that they might be looking for to send their president fleeing into exile?
First of all, thank you for having me in Al Jazeera satellite channel. And before I start anything, I want to congratulate the Tunisian people for their peaceful uprising. And also, I want to thank the army and for the
okay, but let's
army.
Get to the question at hand, though. Thank you.
Of course. What happened in Tunisia was a big surprise for everybody. But I think what happened in Yemen, it's something natural, and it's a result of so many years, decades of dictator regime and corruptions and terrorists, and it's natural that people, they go on an uprising at the end when they come up with nothing. I mean, 30 years after the revolution in Yemen, and people still in dying in hunger. There's no education system, no health system, no development. It's all corrupted the government, and they used all type of things, especially Al-Qaeda, to get the money from the West.
If you're saying that the grievances are essentially the same, could these events in Tunisia lead to the same kind of result or a similar kind of result in Yemen at some point?
Right. People, today the world is so small. If anything happened in Tunisia, within a minute, everybody gonna hear and see it on TV. Time is different now. Of course, it can be spread all over. But the main thing is, this is not something happening in the minute. This is something been going on for decades. People are fed up. The people in Yemen, they've been telling Ali Saleh, enough. Enough is enough. People, they've been sovereign. Ali Saleh been launching wars in Yemen since he become in power, about 30 years, and he's fighting his own people.
So what are the main differences then, do you think, between what happened in Tunisia and the Yemeni people? I mean, there we heard a lot about the level of education that Tunisians have. Yemen, of course, is a very poor country where literacy rates are very high. Do you think that could also make a difference?
Yes. See, there is the difference between the Yemeni issue and the Tunisian issue. While they have the same sovereign, all the people in the Middle East, especially in the dictator regimes, they are sovereign, no question about that. But the Yemeni people, see, the issue in the Yemeni people, it's complicated. The Yemeni people being ruled by tribes leaders, uneducated tribe leaders, uneducated religion, extremist religion leaders. And I'm not talking about Islam. Islam, it's totally different than those terrorist groups who've been having and interfered with the governments over there. They are part of these systems. These systems are very, very evil. They keep doing this. Yemen, if you go to the international community, you will find tons of reports talking about torturing, human rights violation, refugees, people. They've been doing horrible things to people.
Okay, and just of course, can I just ask you, because we're a little short on time, just very briefly, what about Yemen's strategic role to the U.S. in the so-called war on terror? How much of a difference do you think that would make?
The Yemeni regime, it's not in a war against terror. The Yemeni regime, it is the terror. It is the regime who provided terror in Yemen. The Yemeni regime is using Al-Qaeda to get more money and more money from the West. The Yemeni regime is telling Al-Qaeda members to be active in Yemen so he can show the rest of the world that Al-Qaeda, it is so strong and the Yemeni regime cannot fight it. But if the Yemeni regime needs to stop any peaceful men in the south, they will do it immediately like they did to Hassan Ba'aum. As soon as they want Hassan Ba'aum, they immediately captured him, but they couldn't capture Anwar al-Awlaqi, who is going all over in Shabwa and Jabal al-Maraqasha, and he maneuver and he goes with his followers and they cannot catch him.
All right, Mr. Musaad Ali, I'm afraid we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you very much for joining us on the program.
You're welcome.
And a reminder that you can read more on the developing